Welcome back, ladies and gents, boys and girls. After an absolute clapping on their first map, NRG, they're looking to come back in the second on Anubis. Unfortunately, it's MIBR's map pick.
Yeah.
This is not going to be an easy one for NRG. You've got to reset the mental. You've been destroyed 13-2 in 2 matches now at the RMRs. How do they do this one now?
There's a real world in which this could just be one-sided again. I mean, we look towards this man on your screens now. Fang, he had a really decent map 1, but it was the only one. You know, at times you look towards NRG and it feels like OC needs a bit of support. It's Fang in this instance, who really does. And if Fang can keep up the form, and maybe somebody else like an OC can step up, there is a world where we can open the door to a conversation. But, you know, let's not beat around the bush here. This has been one-sided, and there's a real chance that they could just be more of the same.
As we currently speak, across 2 maps, 4 rounds have been won by NRG. It's the 13-2 against Imperial on Overpass, and the 13-2 on Inferno against MIBR. NRG looking to take it a little bit defensive here, a little bit slow, as they post themselves up towards this A bomb site of Anubis. You got a pretty decent hold here though from MIBR, and with audio heard inside of the water and even more coming on out, here comes a nade from Drop. Could weaken up a couple of players. Hex is going to be able to cross on through, and now the taps begin, and while he does gush one down, it's not going to be enough for him to be able to pick up that kill.
Tapping away, Exit getting mighty close damage dealt. Head touch, insani looking to the ground, and hang on a second, Breeze has made this a possibility, but excl answer back. Breeze up close, spamming away, puts it into a 1v1, and Breeze will close it out. A miracle man needed as Breeze rolls back the years, and NRG open the door to an Anubis comeback, which is so damn needed.
Comeback! Is it too early to call it now?
Absolutely.
Oh, God. Look, it was a very clean round, incredibly, so much better, so much better. We saw them struggle on the pistol rounds time after time. An interesting look into the ground. I appreciate playing anti, but I don't know, just looking at the masonry, and it allows Breeze to be able to clutch it out.
It's a really solid isolation of the fights there. You know, we were already talking about it. Fang, we needed to see somebody come up and support him. We needed to see a little bit of something else to just have a bit of confidence around NRG, and that will bolster said confidence. 5-stack over towards the B site. They're gone for the pyramid stack here in towards Dark. I don't know whether they're actually going to even be tested here. You can see them creeping up on towards the direction of A. You got one player playing for Lurks and then a Breeze, who will invite any pressure that gets given his way. And worst comes to worst, they can have that sort of, I guess, insurance in through mid. So I don't really think this 5-stack's going to get any sort of look in. But you may as well poke around for some fights, because, I mean, it's not like you're saving anything.
Yeah, not at all. See what they can find off the back of this contact, though. They are just going to be holding themselves over on that B-bomb site. Flashes galore, smokes galore, you name it on A. And MIBR, I mean, they have no information. The only info is, oh, okay, our entry from long has been Molotoved off by the T's. They are not budging at all. Until those digits get pumped in, they're still in the universe of they could come B.
The big thing, the only kind of real gap is coming out kind of through Temple and Camera, but I think they're fine. The weird thing is now for MIBR, how do they want to go about this? Personally, I mean, obviously, not in the server, not the IGO, but I'm calling this, I would say just try and find a kill, but don't actually overextend. The biggest, you know, counter to that is you actually don't want to give the MAC-10 the ability to chain the kill bonus. That's the big thing. You don't want to allow someone like a daps, for example, if he gets 2 or 3 kills, that's a hell of a lot of money in the back pockets. If he gets enough kills, he can get a 3rd round AWP if they really want.
No, it's not gone well for him, though. Drop and Bernison coming together off the USPSs to be able to find at least 1 kill.
That's actually how you're meant to play it, I would say. It's basically just playing for exits. You know that you can actually just overwhelm 1 or 2 fights. Now is where they're letting the rifles rip. So, all that for nothing, really. They got a consolation kill. You can take a small kind of sigh of relief. But we see the first full buy. This is now where, if history will repeat itself, MIBR just come back in rolling. I think this is the big test for NRG. Not in terms of kind of the mechanics or, you know, in the server, the mental. If they win the gun round, I think they're fine. If they lose this gun round, I'm really worried they just crumble internally.
It's a bit of a meme, but this is the ceiling for NRG. Can they get a 3rd round?
Yeah.
They do have that full buy. You are correct. Couple of Galils, but I think that's okay. No head armor on a strong majority. Well, everyone but safe, actually. So they will one-tap exactly what they need. They need to ensure they don't just throw this one away. They've come out the gate strong. Pistol was good. Ace there from brehze. 8-0 right now. Substantially better performance already for him.
Gotta be said, it's a really ballsy call from MIBR. 0 A presence. They're playing 2 in towards mid, 3 out through B. So this is definitely something where they've seen something from NRG in terms of like, do they default towards this B side? But honestly, this could be really risky. Pop flash about to come through. A camera flash going to come over, which could catch Exit. And it comes, yeah, in comes the execute, nobody home. And Exit actually, smartly, is going to play behind the smoke. He's not going to push his way through. So they're playing full 5-on-5 retake.
He said smartly, insani, thinking about just swinging it though. Popped a smoke of his own to be able to gain a little bit more of a forward position, but still just holding off, waiting for the rest of the team to rotate round from that B bomb site. Clearing through mid as well. Cautious, there might be a lurk, and as we can see, there is, but they need to pull the trigger here. If they go out onto this site, it needs to happen now, but the way they're positioning, this is a save, right? Yeah, they're falling back towards the B bomb site. They lost the site completely, and they're like, okay, fine, let's just let them have this one. NRG, they break the ceiling of 2 rounds.
Do you know what? I don't hate it. I think it gives them the opportunity to kind of recover and recuperate in towards the next. And of course, on top of it, you know, small things we spoke about, like head armor, which they are definitely at the moment kind of vulnerable to, but that is down to, you know, we'll call it an interesting call, right? 0 A presence. At least traditionally, if you're going to play a little bit more of a mid-aggression, you at least leave 1 on the corner, right? Leaving him in the direction of heaven. So you can still put a bit of pressure on, still keep numbers, or at least opportunities to rotate in. But yeah, overall, NRG break a ceiling that has been quite firmly above them these last 2 maps they have played. Of course, like you mentioned, Imperial, a 13-2, they were a no-show there, and Inferno, an absolute no-show as well. And interesting enough as well, fundamentally, you would say Anubis is very akin to the likes of Inferno in terms of the way it's approached, right? Very puggy in its nature. Anubis, one of the only maps that traditionally, I guess we can maybe make the argument about being T-sided to a degree. And Inferno, for a long time, tail end to go in towards CS2 was like 52% CT-sided, so it was more or less an even standing. Pop flash out here. Nobody home.
Yeah, not as of yet. brehze has an inkling. With the util coming down, though, he's going to be good for at least 1, but traded straight back from drop. Has the opportunity to be able to continue advancing now if he wants to get more mid-control. No bomb information as of yet, ever important, of course. Plenty of time for NRG to be able to honestly mess around here. What do they want to poke? What do they want to prod? Where do they want to go? Who do they want to kill? And Hex is looking for that frag over towards the A-bomb site, but double smoke down from both sides to be able to delay it.
Do you know what as well? Quite interesting from MIBR. Their approaches are so different between Inferno and Anubis. Oh, Hex and daps will combine and line up 2. A safe and drop will fall to their hands. The Galil's doing God's work right now as NRG are on for a 4th. And MIBR left reeling. This has not been the start to Anubis that they were hoping for. And already we're left questioning what is going wrong. And the point I was just touching on there as well, the approach of MIBR is so different in towards Anubis as it was to Inferno. We were talking constantly about how aggressive they were in towards second mid, fighting through Banana as well. The confidence, you know, at times even lackadaisical, the way MIBR were approaching that CT side because they were just flourishing. And then now they've come in towards Anubis and they look a little tentative.
Cloud9, Spirit, BESTIA, Imperial, and Adal Amigos. All the teams that that MIBR have played Anubis against. The only one they've been able to beat is BESTIA, and that went to an OT.
Yeah.
There is a very low win rate here for MIBR. This is clearly a bit of a boogeyman on a map for them. I don't know, maybe this is what NRG need. This is the invigoration.
And this is some of the deaths we're talking about. And I think Pimp brought this up where it's like, that loss yesterday, I think, has sort of stunted the confidence maybe on Ancient, where they're like, okay, you know, that's not gone right. And maybe also kind of a world in which they've maybe overthought the process a little bit and thinking, what would teams expect us to pick here? Ancient. We were flawless coming in towards the tournament. We've looked pretty good at it. Yes, they was a little bit rough around the edges, but all things considered, this has been a good map for us. So the expectation from all of us was saying, surely Ancient, but then they didn't go towards it. Of course, it is floated for that 3rd and final. However, off the back of a 13-2 Inferno, I don't think we even thought we'd be entering a conversation about a 3rd and final.
Yeah, we mentioned it in like round 1 or 2 where like the game was still fresh. Like, it was like, oh, okay, maybe that's where we're going to play. Maybe we see NRG win their map and then the next map comes in. And no, not the case at all. No. Yeah, quite interesting that MIBR have picked this one considering what their win rate is. makes you think that during the bit of the off-season that we've had, while they've been pugging in Europe, that they have been playing it, it's been going well. But of course, the big caveat here is that while NRG are 4 rounds up, this is the most T-sided map in the pool.
Yeah, and also on the other side as well, it's probably, if I had to make a guess, something spotted in the demos up close and personal. Nice work. Brinson gonna find one as Fang will fall. Breeze answers back, but drop and safe. Double down to keep the numbers firmly in favor of MIBR. And finally, for the first time in a long time, we sit here happy as MIBR calculated CT aggression has netted them around and left Hex questioning, now what do I do? Do I save? Do I try and give this a go? He has a bit of cash in pocket, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Goes without saying. So in my opinion, give this a go. Any frags he finds are a real icing on the cake of what has been a little bit of a rough round.
He's going to have 10k into the next round no matter what happens here, as a minimum. Fang is going to be relatively close as well. So no matter what happens for NRG, no matter what happens for Hex as well, they are going to be able to still be a force to be reckoned with coming into round number 6. Looks like he is getting a little bit antsy. Doesn't want to sit on his laurels. Wants to try and, you know, actually use that mouse.
Yeah. He's getting up close here. Hex, of course, goes without saying, this round, you know, it's not impossible, but it's highly, highly improbable. 1v4 needed. Man of many talents and a man coming in towards his NRG roster with a wealth of experience with his EG stint. Swung upon and drop. Does as the namesake says, 1 round on the board for MIBR. Is this the beginning of the start of where they find their form once again? A real sigh of relief as well for MIBR, who weren't looking too good on the offset. Much better round. Like we said, calculated aggression coming from the CT side. The supporting util was great, but mostly it was just great trading.
Yeah, a lot of nice mid-presence there from insani as well. Nothing from NRG to kind of halt his approach there. Instead, we might even be seeing it again here, where we get this 3-man commitment over towards the A-bomb site, and then, well, Fang likes to at least poke and prod inside of mid, but usually just falls off and backs up at least one of the sides. Does open up an opportunity for insani once again to go lurking if he wants. This is a really aggressive hold from MIBR. Not something that we've seen them do as of yet. Of course, first 4 round, they were over towards that B-bomb site and then going for the retake on A this time, fully posted up. Or M4, ready for the swing, if it comes.
Spreads on towards Hex, so that Molotov tick, at the very least, is a bit of information gain from MIBR. We talk about small, incremental gains in towards these rounds as we creep towards the minute mark. That will help. Flashing towards A mate, and X are going to realize, well, no one's home. Smoke there as well to keep them at bay, or at least chunk down that clock considerably as they're doubling back towards B. And there is a double stack on the side as well. I've got to come up huge.
Actually, might even be the first person to swing here. Burners on the drop, holding each other's crosses. Got each other's back. 44 seconds remaining on the clock. We need to see the push come out soon. With the Molotov going down, they've either got to have to push it or hold off the back of it, and that's exactly what we're seeing. The time was perfect because the molly from the T side was due to fall them back also. As it phased, the 7 seconds pass, 30 seconds on the clock, drop goes aggressive. Not going to be able to be good for any of the kills as daps swings onto the site. Been a little bit quiet, but that's nice to see from him. Safe on the back lines with 20 seconds left. They need to get this bomb planted. insani might go for the swing now. Awkward angle for him to be able to fight from. Safe tries to line up 2. Only good for the first one. Daps on the close though. Needs to continue pushing for this one. In a 1 versus 3. Looking for Fang, looking for the swing, looking for daps, and just gonna miss it. And daps coming up clutch in this round. 3 frags, 3 entries. Really nice from him.
And an orb collected as well as just a silver lining on top of what was a very decent round. The icing on the cake, so to say. Can we dropped over towards OC? And now back towards their winning ways. NRG looked like a revitalized side, much more in control of this game. You know, to start off this round, a delectable double from daps to really give them all the space to work with towards the B site. And the post plant's really comfy as well. MIBR has been a questionable start. We said not a great map on paper for them. And so far, Service followed the same way. There's that drop orb in the hands of OC. Nearly lining up a second, but it's daps again for a double. Leading by example, the IGL of NRG is giving them so much space to work with as Breeze will pounce on towards Brinson. And that leaves one man all alone. Insani is a nutter at times, but it's not to be here. Fang will close him out, and NRG are fighting back in this series.
Yeah, this is looking tons better. It almost looked like that first map was a warm-up for them because we didn't see any of this confidence that they're having at all in that first map. Even the 2 rounds that they won, they were laboured at best, and they were honestly kind of off the back of MIBR mistakes.
Yes. Whereas
now what we're seeing is NRG actively pushing the issue, actively causing disruption, and causing a lot of pain for a MIBR.
And you can see Bit getting really vocal there as well. MIBR, a very important timeout for them. They're second as well out of 3 called. We saw NRG do a similar thing in towards map the 1/2 where they used all these tac timeouts and nothing changed. MIBR, we question goals, can they? 6-1 though. A completely different showing. NRG looked like a reform side, a side that we're yet to see not only here at the RMR, but actually in terms of recently. You know, qualifiers have not been kind to them. It looked a little shaky. Blast from Air Quals, a loss to Elevate, then of course known as Timbermen, which eliminated them. They haven't exactly looked like themselves in some of these expected matchups. And hey, well now, out of the 4 on the corner, OC. Very, very nearly getting yet another opener. It is just pistols for MIBR as well, so got to do some sort of gimmick here.
There's 1 MP9. That's the copium we've got from drop.
And it's tagged.
Literally, it's like, okay, maybe this doesn't work out. Hand it over to someone else. But, I mean, Harry, we've seen Hail Mary rounds off the back of Deagles, upgraded pistols. There's a couple of things that could go wrong for NRG here and could go right for MIBR. But look at that. I mean, they're so spread out right now. NRG have a read on this matter. The fact that, yes, they don't have a buy at all, really. They just need to be kind of spread out, find the opening, find the first pick, and then they can capitalize off the back of it. Bomb is now going to be recovered, posting themselves more towards that A bomb site they are right now. Wonder if Safe and Bernazon just get a little bit bored and just start pushing out of lower water.
The saving grace here for MIBR, double smoke, double flash, so that can at least buy a bit of time here. And the clock is starting to tick down to at least an alarming position. Well, we would say flash over towards A main though. Exa playing anti and playing up close, wants to invite in the pressure of a fight as well, but he doesn't wait for the flash. Insani at range and a flash waiting, and Exa decides to swing out in front of it. Instead, down they both fall, and what felt like an opportunity, maybe a crutch they could fall back upon, has let them down. A site vulnerable, open, bomb goes with it, and that will be the round. I really feel like Exa should have waited for the flash. Insani had it ready to go, but he swung out instead.
Yeah, surely got to be a bit of a miscom there. We saw a similar sort of thing from NRG in that previous game as well, where the timing wasn't in their favor and the comms just not on point. Bernazon and Drop going to be saving basically the armor here, just so they can still have a say in the next round. Safe going to be able to pick up that first kill onto Fang. That does now leave an AK inside of mid if he wants to go hunting for it, but I have a feeling NRG are going to ensure that that is safe as possible.
It's hard to get, isn't it? That's the annoying thing, because he knows they're probably exiting out of water themselves, which means they're holding this.
Under the leg.
Go and get it a go. Get it a go.
Quick.
They gets it. Yeah, so,
nice.
Hey, I mean, we'll take anything we can get here. MIBR had a 7-1 start on towards Inferno, now find themselves 7-1 down here. And this is not being pretty. A third and final tactical timeout for MIBR. Bit is stressing as he's trying to bail the boys out of what has been a disasterful start towards their map pick. And once again, we have to bring it up. We question the pick of Anubis. The Des did a very good job of highlighting how this has not been a map kind to them. Yes, we can give them a caveat of the caliber of opponents they've played against have been great. However, it still has not been a good map on paper, and so far, not a good map in the server. And they really have given NRG an opportunity.
NRG, so looking a little bit more alive. There's life in the court so far. With a 6-round lead. Econ to honestly write home about. They're in a great spot. They can be pretty content that they've secured this first half at least, but I don't think they're happy with 7. They want to go for the 8. They want to go for the 9. Hell, even maybe double digits if they can find it. Deep molly inside of mid, and oh god, Insane eats that grenade. Does just bounce off his head though. Daps going to get bodied there by Drop. Bernazon going to be able to pick up one. This is more like the MIBR that we've come to know and love historically. OC, oh, just a little bit of a whiff there through the smoke. Timing not on his side this time round.
Now Fang's got a timing play in through mid here. He'll shift walk his way forward, but Insani's on the corner, waiting for an opportunity as Fang peers around that corner. 2 angles to pick, 2 fights to be had as well. He surely gets traded out here on the cross as excl makes it 2. OC will fall, and now Hex left alone. And Island to find a 1v5, and he's given no chance. excl has played that to perfection. Man alive. When MIBR find rounds, it's off the back of one man's masterclass.
It took 3 timeouts,
yeah,
but that's looking a lot better from MIBR. That's looking a lot more consistent with what we would expect coming into this game.
And do you know what? Both of the rounds that MIBR found have actually both come off the back of NRG going too quick.
Yes.
They're playing, trying to, get up in the face of MIBR, probably because they're very confident, but these sort of overconfident, slightly audacious peaks have actually cost them 2 rounds, which they probably shouldn't have won if things had just been quite traditional. And NRG are going to call a pause. I think probably Mix has seen this, right? Because both the 2 rounds is the same thing, fighting out through that B main position with no supporting util. They're just taking raw peaks. You can't do that against MIBR. It gives the individuals opportunities, and Insani's going to take them every day of the week.
Yeah, he's not the only one to step up to the plate as well. I mean, Berners will take them, Drop will take them, Safe. I mean, hell, if you give any player on MIBR an opportunity to be able to just open up your round, they are going to do it. There's no question about it. MIBR, they are looking to claw this one back to as close as possible. It's going to be a difficult one for them to do, though. Fall by still on both sides, of course, with the amount of rounds back to back to back to back that NRG are able to commit to. Their money is still amazing, even with a full commitment on armor and util.
I think with how things started, if I'm MIBR here, I'd take 4. Yeah. I think that would actually be better than maybe the expectation. That 7-1 scoreline. I mean, honestly, at that point, you take anything. But now with 2 on the board, 2 out of the next 3, then we can have a conversation. If it gets, in my opinion, anywhere in the direction of 9-3 or worse, I don't think there's a war. And I think we have to start talking about Ancient.
MIBR not backing themselves as much as they would have liked on that final map of Ancient due to the deficit of yesterday.
Yeah.
Maybe it will come back to bite them, the fact that they didn't commit to it on that second map.
I'm going to say, though, if you think about it, Boss have done really well on that map.
Yeah, no,
Even today, they look pretty good.
Boss did absolutely amazing. Let's not take anything away from them there.
I've got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, definitely an upset on paper, but my God, even theirs against Complexity today looked good. In the sight, in the smoke, look at that. Nade could do damage, and it will. OC gets caught, blown out of the round, and down he falls. Opening 2, go the way of MIBR as time starts to tick as well. NRG are left to 3.
daps has been really good from entries in this position. Let's see if he can do it again. First shot that he killed last time was over by Pyro. He's going to be looking to do the exact same thing. Molotov goes down. It does miss, but it does connect one onto the side. Going to swing on through. Not going to be able to hit the shot this time round, though. But there's backup here from Hex, who's in a 1 versus 5. He's picked up 1. He's looking for 4 more. He gets absolutely destroyed by Berners, and he just swings on through the smoke and says, no. We will get a 3rd round. And MIBR start to get loud, start to get vocal, and back in the server.
Just quite interesting, actually. A few days ago, I think it's about a week ago now, they did one of the updates where they just had a few random changes. And one of them, I saw this being highlighted on Twitter. I can't actually remember exactly who it was, so apologies to whoever it was. But they highlighted that molly is now no longer consistent. It used to be a pretty standard lineup.
They changed
There's a pixel, yeah, but it wasn't in the patch notes, which is kind of weird. So it is something that has now started to miss. Yeah, I want to say it was Austin. I'm not 100% sure. I know he's very good with the updates and has been doing kind of cool little tidbit videos. Nice shot from Safe. OC gets caught just above that smoke. Safe's got a nice little angle there as well, and they don't really want to test him because they don't actually know where he's posted.
On the flip side as well, over towards this A-bomb site.
Good flash.
Insani, yeah, fantastic flash. I'm actually waiting for it this time, but they were both playing anti, as a matter of fact. Insani going to be able to pick up the pieces after he takes down Hex. After that trade. 4 versus 2, though. NRG, I think the damage has been done to them inside of mid. Positions not given away as of yet, but after hearing that util was a safe assumption. Molly goes down, top of camera. Can Fang and Breeze make anything of this, though? A minute remaining on the clock, plenty of time to be able to play around with. They might even go lurking through CT.
Time ticking. Penultimate round of the half, and so crucial to MIBR to confirm this and collect it cleanly. But brehze, other ideas as Fang will find one. He sinks his in towards brehze to bring it level 2 versus 2 as time starts to tick, but an aptly timed Molotov will keep them at bay. Flash, too deep, drop, unaffected, and they're doubling back in towards the AWP, and Safe never missing those. Drop will clean things out. A sigh of relief for MIBR, but my oh my, it should never have got that close.
Yeah, way too close there. Finding a couple of those frags just completely opens the opportunity for the squad. It looked like it was almost all said and done.
Yeah.
Off the back of these 3 frags. We saw the AWP kill on OC. Exit getting taken down as well, but Trade is straight back, and well, Fang and brehze both trying to make an impact, but timing just not on their side. MIBR clawing this back. Now in the final round of the first half, Nao, the buy is not as good as we've seen historically for NRG, and they are just hightailing it over towards the A-bomb side. TK again! What keeps happening with NRG? Stop killing your teammates.
Next, dropping brehze gives an opportunity for MIBR to reclaim space. Double flash in the corner, the AWP's posted a fight. Insani full blind will find one of his own as well as he lines up a second. Fang falls. And Insani keeps them at bay, and one small mistake costing NRG the opportunity of making this a one-sided half. And now OC left in a clutch of his own. Hex had 2 1v5 attempts and found nothing. And now OC got a 1v4.
Lucky to not have his feet burning right there. Flame-resistant pants on. Absolutely bodied there by Safe. Nice angle being held. This was a 7-1 half now.
Yeah.
7-5. The comeback here from MIBR could be galactic. They looked lost, dejected, ruined at the very beginning of this one. Now they've started to flip the script a bit. If they get pistol here, chain together 1 or 2 rounds, the mentality of NRG, it starts just falling once again.
Yeah, what a recovery. And I think I want to give a lot of credit towards brehze. Of the last 3 rounds, he's found 2 opening kills, and he actually has given them a lot of support to work with. It started off with basically only drop finding a lot of the space, but brehze stepped in a big way. Safe, of course, found that one of the 3 rounds above that smoke with the AWP onto OC. And NRG, mentally, could be a little dejected after letting that one slip. Like we said, a 7-1 scoreline in NRG's favor. And now, all it takes is a pistol round from MIBR. Game on, 7-all.
This is where it starts getting difficult as well. T-sided map.
Yeah,
we said it, right? Like 7-1, it was all well and good, NRG being in the driver's seat, but they weren't able to convert it up further than that. And that's where it starts getting difficult, especially when your opponents have a pretty strong T-side, as a matter of fact. brehze, inside the dark, struggling to be able to find any kills here. Soon to be overwhelmed by the Glocks, has to fall back with the P2K. Does get destroyed by drop. Eventually, Safe. Oh, it's an interesting fight down main. They probably just need to hightail it back into the site as they line themselves up. And here we go, Berners close angle. There's your taps to take them down and close down that point of aggression.
They didn't even expect the second there. When the P250 doubles back in towards the site, that is all she wrote. 1 man, 2 pistols, 5 kills, and no chance in hell as Insani will mop the floor with the last. And like we said, find a pistol round, game on. 7-6. What a recovery. What a response out of MIBR, who looked down and out for the count. 5 rounds in a row now. And yeah, Hextef shaking his head, and I don't blame him. NRG, this is not looking pretty. Realistically, MIBR get a freebie of a 7th there. You can't force if you're NRG. You have to just play a low buy and hope you can recover a little bit yourself in the rifles.
Yeah, a couple of kills in that previous round might have changed that tone. It might have been, okay, let's force up, let's regain momentum, let's go 8-6, and then we just destroy the T-side economy. Yes, we have to work back off the bonus rounds, but evidently not the case. They got nothing at all. It was just chip damage. A couple of players low on MIBR, but now it's your eco weapons across the board. Maybe even a couple of AKs on the hand of Berners and drop. They just want to get this round over and done with and bring us level. So going to be a big stack to come out long. Flash in the hands of daps. Going to plume it behind them.
Should be fine here.
You would hope.
Yeah. I mean, I think in a way as well, MIBR was sort of expecting that. You could see actually brehze just playing all the way back. And now that they heard that pop flash, while they haven't seen anything, they know that it's just some sort of gamble play, right? It's a gimmick with the pistols. A big, long, old rotate coming through. The util's being dropped towards A. Bit by bit, they're getting clearance and coverage and comfort over the site. And now the Mac has opportunity to get a bit of cash in the pockets. Insani, do not give this guy fight, because he will scalp you one by one. Insani drops them down, and he had so much money to his back pocket. You cannot let the Mac 10 spiral like that. It's all 5 for Insani. Yes, it's an eco. Yes, you know, there's no real competition, but that is so much cash in his back pocket. 6.4k he now has to work with. This means if they really felt like it, they could go in towards an AWP. However, you may as well just play the bonus, because confidence is sky high.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you say it's nothing to write home about. I mean, you're facing down the barrel of 5 pistols. Yeah. I mean, they're professional players after all. They're still going to hit their shots. And yeah, it's great movement from Insani there, just using the Mac 10 in a masterful way. It's going to be a force up here from NRG, and I say that because we're seeing Hex, who is down on the lowly Famous, and he does get taken down, but trade almost in the same tick there from daps. He needs to push on through here, and it's nice from Fang as well, as he manages to, well, completely level the playing field. This bonus round certainly not gone the way of MIBR at all. It's NRG who do clap back, but look at the money from MIBR. They can easily buy into the next.
A real questionable decision by MIBR there as well. 2 players swinging through smokes, with the flag actually not catching anybody on site. I'm not sure whether misthrown or misplaced, but man, that was a real weird play. And now, of course, all tied square, and even safe. What do you do here?
They don't have time. They don't have any timeouts left as well.
Exactly.
So something that we've been seeing time after time now is that you're committing all your timeouts in that first half, and that's fine, because you need to reset the mental, but then you have nothing else. If you start getting too in your head and to think, yeah, we can just do this, we're just going to push through like we've seen in this round, you can't just reset it. You've got to have this conversation now, and that's almost certainly why Safe is just holding it.
Down in 4. Safe, maybe honestly, if you say tucked a little bit longer, you actually could have had the opportunity. The only thing, if you're safe here, just die before time. That's the only thing you care about. The big thing we said, plenty of money to go around. Insani, of course, can drop over an AWP towards Safe. He had so much money in the back pocket. And odds favourite is still to MIBR, which I'd agree with. NRG do have a little lead, but it does feel like at the moment MIBR still have control over the tailwind. It's in their sails. It has been still a very good run of form out of them. NRG do have a lead, something which they can work upon. Gives them a bit of leverage, bit of breathing room. And MIBR, who have been pushing down on the jugular just a tad for the final bit. And of course, remember, ladies and gents, this is an elimination matchup. Loser of this is out. NRG already a map down from their pick, 13-2 they lost. And now they find themselves on MIBR's pick with this game hotly contested. And if MIBR take it, we say goodbye to NRG, the first team eliminated.
We say MIBR's pick as well, with almost weird air quotes.
Yeah.
Because of their history on this map, as we mentioned plenty of times, like the desk have been pointing out. But they're starting to come back into this one. And if they can find this round, break the economy just a little bit, start like putting some more pressure on NRG, bring it to an 8-8, and maybe there's a chance they can run away with this one. That is poor timing from OC. He finds his... he doesn't find his second kill of the game as of yet. He's still only on 1. They trade him back and forth.
They're popping out through main as well. Hex in so much trouble. He actually probably has to fall back all the way here. Do not give up anything. Do not give up a fight! And he turns on his side. If he stays tucked just on the edge of that smoke, he's fine. But he just jiggles behind the Molotov, and we all know how difficult it is to see through Molotovs. Down he'll fall. If you're breezing daps, you've got to call for a save here.
Yep.
And this is now where MIBR starts to bite back. There's not a huge amount of money to work with in the long term for NRG here. You've got Breeze with 3.3k in the pocket, Fang and OC sitting okay on 2k, and then it tails off quite quickly. So daps and Breeze staying alive here is vitally important. If they fall, force buying's awkward. If they stay alive though, they can reinvest in, they can work with it just about. The luxury of an AWP, I doubt it. No. But I think they can make something work. MIBR though, going to tie this game up. And they continue the streak. It shows NRG, you know, one round here was a hiccup from MIBR basically, but it has still contained all of the confidence of MIBR. I'm worried, man. I'm worried. NRG are letting this one slip.
Yeah, this is what we saw in that first map as well. Like, all it took was like one round after a couple picked up. That it was just like, okay, we've snowballed now, and now we are in the driver's seat. Especially, again, T side of Anubis. If anyone's played this game in MM, hell, even above that level, you know that this is a great spot to be in. A level playing field against a CT side who you kind of feel like you've got their number on. they can continue this. Bye-bye NRG. MIBR stay alive.
This is a vitally important round for NRG.
Yeah, look at it.
Lose this, and they are really not looking good in the long term. They're going to be pretty damn broke. They have squeezed out that AWP, of course. Does leave them a little vulnerable in the sense that Uto is thin on a few. That's the thing that worries me the most. It makes retakes all the more difficult.
X has only got 1 bullet in that gun. Like, I appreciate he doesn't want to give away his position, but he needs to reload here. Okay, there we go. Thank God. Just the lowly tap to be like, maybe I get someone. But holding an aggro angle like that, yeah, fair enough, bro. Long swing, soon to come out, this time with rifles and burners. And, oh, okay, he takes his hand off his mouth for a brief moment and gets tapped in the head. brehze, the aggression, really good here. Bomb. Oh, that is the bomb. Information given up, but safe, going to be able to find that kill onto brehze. Incredibly important to bring it 4v4.
And now they're going to start to go aggressive on the other side. I actually like this call from NRG. It could work in their favor, but Drop is aware. Holding for it around this corner. Swing on the find will be in the way of Fang. I like the aggression coming through. It's a double play as well. So even if one was to fall, they can find a trade. That'll keep the numbers in favor of NRG. And OC will step up. We said maybe they could squeeze an AWP out. They do. And OC's making it sing as he finds a double. Pistol whips. He's looking for the frag. But Exit will level it. 1v2. Hexed is low. Fang, an unknown quantity. An Exit called upon in the clutch. It's not an easy one with how low he is.
It needs to find Fang first in an ideal world. Couple of bullets to the head will sort him out. Needs to be cautious about CT. Has no information to work off at all. A single flash and a full mag on his M4. Waiting for this Fang approach. Needs to try and connect the shots. And while he hits a couple, they aren't as clean as he needs. I mean, that low, it's incredibly hard for him to be able to find anything. NRG find themselves another round, and they are still alive and kicking in this one now.
That's a great round from OC. Really have to highlight him in towards that one. Really well played. Great isolation. The first kill was obviously fantastic coming out of main. It's actually the way in which he maneuvers around to isolate a second. He knows he's got support through E-Box, and it works really well for him.
It's really important to highlight that as well, because that is the first 2 kills this half. He got 1 kill in the first half. So now that he's actually kind of coming alive, you can see how influential it is to actually have him on the server dealing damage and putting up these incredibly important frags. And now he's just going to be pushing mid. Jesus Christ. Okay, mate, I understand. You got a couple of good kills. Do not throw the AWP away that quickly.
We've seen OC. It's been a real talisman for NRG. Time and time again, bailing them out, but he has been, as you mentioned, uncharacteristically quiet here today, not only in the map, in the series. Or, of course, in his hands, gives him that bolster of confidence. With 1 minute 20 to work with, looks like OC wants to peek back in for a fight, and he might be given the luxury of smoked out, but he sticks around for a duel, and I actually respect it.
Yeah, this could be absolutely massive, but historically MIBR have just jumped themselves out of the mid window and down to B from this position. Instead, they are going to be lurking deeper and deeper into mid, pushing towards double doors. There's util available to be able to swing on this. OC falls off the angle. They think they've lurked around towards towards A, sorry. The setup. Only seeing one. Insani inside of mid. Could this be a mid to B swing? Are they really going to try for this? It looks like they are going to cross. Fang's going to be able to find the first kill. OC now picking up one of his own also. And it pumps the brakes once again. They have to hold back.
Oh, dry peeking an AWP on that second shot. It's questionable. These are rookie errors being made by MIBR at the tail end of the game, and they're just going to keep peeking the AWP. Dry peeking like that, it's normally only going to go one way, and AWP is going to collect those kills time after time. And, you know, kind of carrying on the conversation we were talking about, you're now giving confidence to OC, who has been non-existent for the map, the series, and now allowing him back in the game. On the corner, brehze will find Exit. NRG locked in 10 with only 1 casualty. By all metrics, that's a great round.
Yeah, that's really strong from them. It's going to be difficult for MIBR to be able to, I don't want to say come back, because that's not the right term, but like, it's clear that something isn't gelling here, because that was a fall by. They're doing these silly mistakes, like really rookie errors, swinging off the back of nothing into an AWP, completely dry peeking. Like, that's Counter-Strike 101. Don't do that.
And now we've got MIBR low by here. They've essentially got, you know, 2 buys if they're lucky before NRG have the opportunity to push this towards that Ancient. This feels like a bit of a sort of attack pause without calling the attack pause. We already mentioned they've used up them all up. That first half was looking dire, so understandably why. So they don't take too many fights in the first 20 to 30 seconds. Have a conversation between the players, of course. Can't bring the coach in, so Bit has to just sit there and wait. But really good opportunity, especially for the guys with a lot of the experience in the team. You look at individuals like excl or Drop or Safe, right? All have played at that kind of slightly more elite caliber to try and level this one out a bit. They know how important this tail end is. They know as well that they do not have a hell of a lot of time at the tail end. Pistols going to group up. It looks like pop towards B is the play.
If they find this kill on brehze, it opens up so much. Molotov goes down. Oh yeah, chip damage. Might have been just a little bit too far away to hear the damage dealt, but oh, with that nade, dear Lord. Okay, there goes one of your main opportunities of bursting out of dark. Safe might be calling for the boost here. It looks like he is. Okay, gives away his spot with the jump, but not going to be able to hit that one tap onto brehze. And I think
should be
that survive. Yeah, that kind of calls out the round. The nade, a lot of damage, but no kills as of yet. Here comes the complete waterfall onto the site. Exit picks up one. Oh, insani picks up another one, but okay. OC's there to pick up the pieces over towards CT. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Losing 3 there is not great.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's one of the things. I mean, I guess thankfully for NRG, they've got at least some stability built up in terms of the econ. So it's not
it was good.
The most worrying position, but I think the only real thing that MIBR would have wanted was a bomb plant there. That really would have helped them out in a big way. A couple of nice shots with the DIGs for Brazilian roster, but yeah, all things considered, one-way traffic. NRG 3 rounds ahead of MIBR on their map pick, 2 rounds away from pushing us towards a decider. NRG, who prior to playing Anubis, the most rounds they got on a map so far this entire tournament was 2. And now they're on track to taking a map. Fang will find the first. Insani will answer back. Both kills through the smoke. Nobody knows anything about each other.
I don't like this from NRG. I understand why they're doing it. Just trying to put the final nails in the coffin. I mean, actually finding that kill on Insani changed my mind completely, because getting this Aggie, getting this aggressive over towards water is, I mean, it's great, but you lose 1, you lose 2, the round's over and done with because you're caught off guard. Instead, they trade what they need, and now they position themselves back towards the bomb sites.
Exit, I'm pretty sure, was spotted there by daps in FURIA Esports. So that's the bomb. He's showing up on radar. The corner, brehze, caught, nade in hand. Oh, don't expect a second. But OC can't cock that gun in time. So down he falls. A smoke will come through over towards camera to keep them at bay. And Brunson is that insurance policy. He waits for the flank to come through. As long as he doesn't pull the plug too early here, as long as he doesn't show his cards here, he could be okay for 1. Looks for a double to find it the round, and he will. And a 9th on the board for MIBR, a sigh of relief as they stay alive in their map pick, and you can see what it means to them. They're getting loud, they're getting vocal. MIBR know that that's cracked open the door and an opportunity to take this map back in their favor.
Yeah, that's the last thing Sorry, it's the first thing that MIBR wanted. It's the last thing that NRG wanted. I thought after daps found this kill on Insani, the round was over and done with. But yeah, it did start well. They got super aggressive and just fell back onto the bomb site, and then there was just silly mistakes. Again, they're creeping in from both sides at this point.
I mean, even brehze there as well, playing up close. My expectation is that the bomb was seen on radar, but I'm going to assume that it wasn't, because brehze having a smoke in hand like that, exactly, was, a bit of a rookie one. Missed orb shot there. Second attack attempt at it as well. Little rough around the edges. They are popping out of main here. They're cleaning them up. Brunson's adding a couple of kills to the tally, given the ace.
Bit of aimbots.
Yeah, we've already had 1 ace as well with Insani. That Mac 10 on the second round of the half. Brunson wants one of his own. Of course, both have come against pistols. So in terms of impact, in terms of overall, we're not going to eat too much into them. But hey, we take a little 4K.
Yeah, 4K. I mean, 4K is fantastic. But the most important part is double digits here for MIBR.
Yeah.
It brings them 1 step closer. Getting the bomb planted as well is going to bolster up that econ even more, moving in to the following round. Round number 22. It might be 11-11 now. We are getting very, very close to the end of this.
At least we've got a game here, right? I think, we were kind of talking tail end of that map and saying, man, that was a no-show from NRG. We, there was literally nothing to talk about in terms of a conversation. The 2 rounds they found were, few and far between, 0 consistency at all out of NRG. It was just basically, it kind of felt like a pointless map, right? And now, at the very least, we're coming off the back of this. And even if there's a world in which MIBR come back, take the map, is what it is, right? 13-11 or whatever, we can still at least say we saw what we'd hope out of NRG.
Yep.
You've got to remember, coming into this matchup, MIBR are always the favorites, ranked 20 in the world currently. They're actually a side that many people are touting that they should make it through. Yes, that boss lost. Yes, there was an upset, but many people still tout MIBR as it should be one of the 5 to make it through. Whereas NRG are probably as far from that kind of contention as you can get.
What's quite interesting is that a few people who have like done like their big prediction videos and like content online are saying like, oh, MIBR, if they go 3-0, and then people who aren't mentioning them just means, okay, they either go through 3-0 or they start dropping games and then that's done and dusted. So losing the BO1 in this lose 2 game, you're out format.
Yeah.
It's certainly difficult. MIBR still got a long way to go before they're out of the danger zone.
True, and this map is by no means settled, sorted, or confirmed. Drop. Oh, he looked like he was going to fade the smoke. Does he respect it? He looks like he won't, but it doesn't matter. Bryn's in an exit on the other side. Brehze is spinning around like a Beyblade and has no idea where to look. Down he falls, down the site goes. And I think if you're NRG, you have to call for a save. You do not have the facilities in the long term financially to give this retake a go. So you have to let MIBR get 11. And now we're playing for all the rounds in regulation and potentially and some. MIBR, 1 pop through main. Round done.
That was an inferno round from MIBR. That was literally what we were seeing consistently over on that first map, where they were just like, cool, we're out on the bomb site, we're getting a couple of frags, and then they find 2, and then NRG just don't have any response whatsoever. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for them. Hex looking for at least 1 frag here, but no, nothing at all. Insani picks up 1. OC is going to want to make sure he saves this orb. Fang is under some pressure as well. They're going to continue pushing through. They've got plenty of money for it, but no, he's fine. Back onto the site, 11-11.
I love that call to hunt by MIBR as well. They know they have a lot of funds to work with. They know that NRG don't. Any kills they find is really just going to add even more insult to injury. NRG are going to call for their 2nd timeout. They have 1 more left in the back pocket, and a good opportunity as well for Mix to enter into the conversation. He knows he absolutely needs to rally the guys here, you know, and say, we're so close to the finish line. We're so close to pushing this towards an ancient. But man alive, they are being made to work it. And I guess for Bit, I mean, in this situation, for himself, for Exit, I mean, all they have to say is, lads, just keep doing what we're doing. This run of form so far has been great from us. This second half has been much, much better. You know, tail end of the first, start of the second is exactly what we want to see out here. And 2 more rounds. Who will get to 13, if any, or will overtime be needed? That is the question. Like we said, that hunt was really good at the tail end, and it just means that NRG feels like they have to give up a 12th here. It's not going to be an easy round to find for them. Fang and OC need to step up in a big way.
And that feels really, really rough. The fact you're almost having to give up a 12th to be able to then be like, oh, cool, we win this next round or we're out of the major cycle.
Yeah.
That feels dire. They will have a buy in the next round no matter what happens. Brehze, oh, this could be massive. Oh, a little bit of laboured spray from Exit. Brehze favoured an opportunity but whiffs it. OC going to be missing shots as well. This isn't as clean as we would have liked. We need to be seeing some more consistent shots from everyone on the server.
Good molly. That'll keep them at bay. In for a moment. Baited breaths were left here as well as we look to see whether MIBR go for the double pump execute. They might just do it. Creeping around the corner. OC looks for another fight. OC looks to try and level the playing field and bring things back in NRG's favour. He thinks it's clear. Tempted at a deep smoke, opts against it. P250 up close. Big ask, big find. Dynamic from daps as he finds a kill to at least give NRG a chance. That's the bomb around the corner, but insani gets the kill nonetheless. Now OC needs to come alive, but he gets cleaned out by drop. Swing and a fine sight is theirs, and MIBR, surely the 12th now under lock and key.
Fang's still in the round. Definitely the player on NRG that you still want alive and kicking in these clutch situations. Hex on the backlines needs to come alive quickly. Needs to rotate over. Clears the smoke. Nobody found. Fang, oh, destroyed through the smoke. And now Hex, simply with a P250, got to find 4. It's not going to happen. A 12th round on the board for MIBR and NRG's tournament life on the line.
Playing for overtime now, NRG. It has not been the tail end of the map that they were hoping for from a 7-1 start. they have, you know, fundamentally, we have to say it, they've choked. And Hext cannot do anything with that PT-50. Not that we expected them to against the AKs. MIBR know how close they are to the finish, how close they are to staying alive in this tournament, eliminating.
Oh, look at them. They look so dejected.
Yeah.
They were so far ahead. They know that they need to win this round.
And we call upon daps.
It has to be daps.
We have to see him, you know, the man with the most experience in the server in terms of his longevity within Counter-Strike. A man who's been in this situation before. He has to do something to level this playing field. Is overtime a possibility? Thankfully, they have a bye.
Yeah, that's the one saving grace. daps has got to be just trying to lift the spirits. Insanely getting dropped down to 21 HP is an opportunity. Fang tries to follow it up with the nade deep mid. Not going to be able to connect anything this time round. Exit. Oh God, are you really going to be going for this swing? Destroyed by OC. Exactly what they needed to find. But look at it. Look at the bomb. Look at this push from drop. They're trying to position themselves more towards mid, more towards A.
Hex doubled back towards site, so at least timing-wise, he's okay. It's all down to Fang here on the swing. There's one. Lines up a second as well as Brinson will fall. Overtime, I'd be calling. A Fang with a weird jump out. Does get caught on the clipping of the door, but the orb sticks around. The rifle picked up by Safe as he looks to line up two. He falls to the flames as it tickles the toes, and it leaves one man alone. Drop. Needed, necessary, but unavailable. 12 all and more rounds needed. Regulation, not enough. NRG, a sigh of relief as they stay alive, but for how long, we ask? A sigh of relief, and you just saw all of them the second the kill came in, just like their spines decompressed. It's like, oh, okay, and we can breathe for a brief second. They're still not off the hook, though, now. No.
They need to be consistent here, and that's not what we've been seeing from their CT side at all. Incredibly inconsistent, only securing, 5 rounds over the half? It's hard. 4 rounds over the half.
Yeah, and this thing, you know, that's the first time we see NRG find in, 5 played? It is not been great at all. Consistency on the CT side has been lackluster, to say the least. Tag will come through, Fang taking a little bit of nade damage. Not really a problem by most metrics, but the main thing is, of course, information. HEs, that's the big, I guess, change with HEs in towards. And a CS2 flash in the corner here could be good. Breeze's been playing up close and he'll get an opportunity, which he finds. Quick trade from Drop, who continues to answer to the call of Brazilians who want this team to continue to stay alive.
Thought the pace was going to increase, it actually slows down. OC lucky to escape with his life here. Burnington, a Molotov though, needs to jump out of that one as quick as possible. Safe finds daps, smoked off is OC, gets legged through the smoke as well. Slowing it down, OC, falling to the fire in the flames. Fang, unknown quantity right now, can spot the leg of daps, might be dropped, might be able to take him down as he does, but the bomb does get planted.
Shadow spotted, leg spotted, missed shot. And now all Safe has to do is just keep Hex at bay, keep ticking away that clock bit by bit, 3 versus 2. He knows they have innately the advantage, and he's gonna double it down. 1 man is all that's left, and it's Fanging through Temple, praying to the gods that he can find this round, but Safe will miss an uncharacteristic shot there, giving Fang the opportunity to swing for 1, and Fang nearly makes it an opportunity. My God, the finest of margins. 2 big misses from MIBR, but all that matters is a round in their back pocket.
Too close, MIBR. No. None of those, no more of those, please. We saw some interesting positions there. OC just getting absolutely abused by Molotovs across that entire round. Wasn't good for any of the frags, unfortunately. Safe doing a good job to be able to shut down any hold. Yeah, look at this. The second molly that comes in, you're already tagged down low. It's over and done for you. Fang, almost enough. Almost,
yeah. He keeps giving them opportunity, doesn't he? You got to give him credit.
It's always Fang.
Yeah, man. He really has stepped up. There was, you know, so many question marks around Fang, tailoring the complexity, you know, in towards his tenure as a free agent. And we all kind of thought, what would the bounce back be like? He actually has looked really good in the series. The only positive player so far overall towards that of NRG, and they're grouping up close behind the smoke. There's only 1 man there to meet them. It's Hex round that corner, and OC now comes in for support. He nearly lines up 2. We'll get 1 on towards exit for the quick trade from Brinson, who doubles it down. That will give them the A side. The flank coming through, which does find form as Fang levels the playing field.
Yeah, I don't think 1 from OC there's enough at all. I think they need to be grabbing more with Yorp. Smoke goes down inside of camera. And here comes the crunch. 2 in from mid, 1 in from CT. Smoke's soon to beginning to fade. Oh, actually, Fang does not want to wait for the timing at all. Another one gets chucked down along with the flash as well, but a great spray there from Bernazon to be able to take down one. Trader straight back from Fang. Now in a 1 versus 2. Safe and drop, left alive. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find anything from him there. It was a 14th round from MIBR.
A big thing as well, at the tail end there, you looked at NRG on that retake 3v3.
Yeah.
1 smoke, 1 flash, 1 nade, that's all they had. They burned so much of their util so early into that round that they basically had nothing to work with. Of course, one of the additions of overtime is you do get an extra attack pause in the pocket, and NRG are going to use it immediately. Mix needs to try and do something here. But MIBR, good start. 2 back-to-back rounds on their T side, making this look much more comfortable than what we saw out of the first. But hey, man, I think right now it goes without saying, NRG, if they don't pick, if this is a flawless T side from MIBR, I think this feels like the beginning of the end, because we saw how good MIBR looked at the tail end of the CT side. They finally actually looked like themselves.
Yeah, you're right. People at home might be thinking, but wait, NRG did really well on that T side. I think it's been too long.
Yeah, exactly.
You saw the adaptations there from MIBR, and as you correctly mentioned, towards the end of their CT side. They're going to be a little bit more fresh like that. They're also coming off of a very strong T side themselves. The momentum's behind them, and NRG need to ensure that they shut this down now.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. It does feel like if you want to chance it, at least getting a 13 for NRG, getting 1 out of 3 in the CT side is a necessity. Granted, you know, it's not an impossible situation, but asking NRG to go flawless on a T side with how rough that tail end of the T side looked, you know, we reminded it was a 7-1 start for NRG, which then ended up the half at 7-5. So, not what we'd expect. Smoke and Amalia come through. Breeze does get tagged down a little bit. It's an information play more than most.
MIBR not trying to force the issue here as of yet, just trying to gain information. Oh no, Breeze! Oh, that's a double molly! Oh, he is lucky to escape his life, 12 HP! Exit does manage to find daps as he forces the fight. Really, really strong use of utility there, and as we were saying, like, MIBR weren't trying to face, weren't trying to do much. They were trying to get information, but I mean, hey, if your information is ticking sounds of a Molotov, they'll take that as well.
Is the poison chalice there for daps, right? Do you try and double back through a double Molotov in towards the site? I don't actually think you would have stayed alive there. Or do you try and just Hail Mary a fight and hope you can get one? So, honestly, those 2 Molotovs have given so much leeway towards MIBR. They basically borderline kill Breeze at this point. He's so low. And they did get 1 on towards daps. Pop flash in the corner is great. Hex, the labored spray with the MP9 is not exactly nice to see. And of course, this is overtime and you are given decent amount of money to work with, but they burn it so early in those first 2 rounds. They're wielding the MP9, the FAMAS, the pistol here. And it is Breeze who's going to pick it up. They're going to give OC the FAMAS with the armor to work with, the health to work with. As they say, post, missed shot from safe. Breeze going to find 1. Looking to double it down as well as Insani will make it 2, but Hexal aren't back. They've still got so many places to clear, so many fights to find that MIBR, 1 by 1, knock them down. Map and series point. There is a chance. There is a possibility. The question now, of course, do NRG have anything left in the locker?
Those almost perfect first 4 rounds that we saw from NRG when they were on their T side, we need to see that NRG.
Yeah.
We cannot see the NRG that was falling to the wayside at the end of that first half where MIBR were really coming alive. But I have a weird feeling now they're too warm at this point. MIBR, they're feeling it. They're feeling that they're still going to be inside of this RMR.
Got to be said, I honestly, this is why you cannot allow teams like MIBR, FURIA, another good example as well. Do not let them snowball, man. When they get confident, when they get loud and proud, right, this is when they become, I mean, I guess if you're in the server, it's unbearable. You cannot compete with just the sheer confidence of MIBR, and I love seeing these sides get loud. I love seeing them get confident. You see what it means to them. Every round is like a victory of a map in itself. MIBR, I think now they've snowballed and spiraled in such a positive way. I don't know if NRG, who look so dejected and detested in terms of what's been at the tail end of this map, if they have the confidence themselves to do it.
Yeah, we're not seeing them, and even when they went to OT, we weren't seeing them celebrating. It was more like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, yes, we did it. Like we've been seeing from LBR, as you mentioned, every single round. It's almost like every round is a step closer to them not being eliminated. Oh, wait, it is. It's 15-12 right now, and MIBR need 1.
Oh man, this is not feeling good. We creep inside of that minute mark. Just shy of 40 seconds on the clock to work with as NRG poking and prodding every corner that comes their way.
This is looking so sheepish.
Gonna pop the flash in the corner. Won't catch safe, goes way too deep. Does get an opportunity, but gets so many and takes neither. Down he will fall, down goes exit, and on the flank, drop will follow 6 feet under. At the very least, insani will answer back, but now as a known quantity, we call upon him and Brinson to try and bail them out, and might just happen. Pop flash, good. Tag, better, but insani's not dead.
Bernardson's a mile away as well.
I just call it.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to. They don't want to fall fatal to what NRG did in their CT side, where they just ran completely dry of funds. I mean, Bernardson's on 2.8k already.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty weak because you got to buy your armor, you got to buy your util, and hell, if you're buying an AWP, then Jesus, you're taking that alone already.
Yeah.
It's incredibly hard to be able to continue building that CT side economy, even if you are gifted 10 grand.
I guess that, you know, a positive note to be had is that Brinson not taking any damage, doesn't need a rebuy.
True.
Got all his util.
Yeah.
And, you know, got the kit and the AWP still alive. So, hey, man, we can talk about silver linings. And I guess on the other side as well, they've got still a couple of rounds to spare. I don't think the pressure's there just yet. And if they need it, they've still got attack pause.
They do still have their tap pause. They use them. Oh, look at that. Are you clairvoyant? What's going on here?
Mate,
how have you called that
what
one
can I
out?
say? They call me Neo the Prophet.
If you're,
and you are Cody, my disciple.
Yeah, nice. Thanks, mate. That's what I've fallen to. Brilliant. Really interesting last round, safe on the AWP.
Yeah.
Plenty of opportunities to be able to do something.
Weird.
Almost like tech issue weird.
Do you know what? It felt for me like, I think he was maybe going off the back of an information play thinking, okay, I think they're crossing into connector and wrapping the other way. Or whether he was like, okay, I'm scared that first guy who I let cross is then going to swing me. So, I don't know. It's one of those things. We talk about trigger discipline. It sometimes works great, and it sometimes is, you know, it's a double-edged sword, right? It can come out to bite you, and it did there. But hey, like we said, not the end of the world just yet. NRG still need 2 more rounds back-to-back.
It's on NRG here. It's not on MIBR. MIBR can force some issues and then just find the single round that they're looking for.
It's MIBR's game to lose. That's what we're trying to say.
Exactly that.
Whether they will, though, we'll have to see, because they're making something here. Insani's pushing through mid. I don't mind this play. It's going to get a lot of information, and he will get the cross. Now, this actually could leave brehze a little isolated, because the flash, oh my God, that's beautiful. Safe with one, a leg on towards insani, but he stays alive. That's all we care about.
Keeping him alive is dangerous. insani will take absolutely everything from you. If you even give him an opportunity, exit on the site to be able to take down daps, it could be the beginning of the end. So much damage being dealt from the single hold. Safe now to be able to back it up. Soon to be here with a swing. Sprays down 1, sprays down 2. OC now in a 1 versus 2. For NRG's life on the line. The Major gripping, losing out of their grasp. He needs to try and find this one. It's going to be a clutch of the ages. It wouldn't be the first one that we saw at the hands of an AWP today, but it would be the first one.
They haven't seen him, right? And this is, I think, the only anecdote that could help. They haven't seen him in so long. They've actually gone for a bit of a rotate.
Could be mid, guys. Oh, maybe he's
Could be anywhere, right? And this is the real issue.
40 seconds.
But OC is so nervy of a big flank coming through. And he's right. There is one waiting, lurking. All they're waiting for here is a bomb plant. This is the big difference. OC hoping to isolate a fight, and the big one is if he can find drop.
OC's come back alive in the second half and then into OT as well. Is he going to be able to clear the angle? He tries for it, he takes down drop. That's so big, but 15 seconds on the clock. You need to get your knife out, you need to run. It's the butterfly race between the two of them over towards this B-bomb site. The Molotov could be huge here from Safe if he can time it correctly. He swings on through the single tap. NRG, they're going home, and MIBR, as you can see, still alive in the Major.
Elation for the Brazilian side with a wonderful response. 7-1, they were down, they needed something. And man, what a way to claw it back in their favor. NRG dejected, it's not been the tournament for them. And